The Busy Doing Nothing.
Busy doing nothing.
Busy doing nothing.
Busy Doing Nothing podcast.
You gotta be at a no. But you okay?
You gotta have a really strong mind, cause
You gotta be at a good place. You gotta be at a good place in your life.
my man's was like, "Yo, you wanna try acid?" I did like a month of research before I said yeah. I was like, "Hold on."
Really? Because I was like, yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's like that day. Yeah.
The only thing I knew was it put a hole in your brain. I was like, you know what? Maybe the facts I looked up years ago was wrong. So let me do some more research.
No, they said that about Molly, and that's like if you overheat and part of your brain shuts down.
So I did the research. I thought, oh, it won't fuck me up that bad. The worst thing that can happen, I'll probably like have a random acid moment from 10 years from now. That okay.
Mm-hmm.
What's a random acid
where you
moment?
just
Because it stays in your brain.
it
stays in your brain, and it can like pop up at any moment. But most times it don't.
So it's like a permanent high that'll just sometimes just.
There's part of it that
triggered.
your body doesn't metabolize and gets stored in your fat cells. So if you burn that fat like 10 years later, you like trip balls for like
I'm high.
30 seconds or like 5 minutes or whatever it is.
I would hate that because then you
Right,
don't know when to
random as
expect
hell.
it. So you always on edge like, am I about to get high?
I've been at work and then
I've
like
done acid probably like 10 or 15 times, and that's never happened to me.
Yeah. And like I did it like probably like 2 or 3 years ago, and I know.
Yeah, that's not.
I mean, we ain't got no fat cells to burn.
Yeah.
There you go. So you're set.
So like that really changed my perception on everything, because like that made me become so much more aware of myself and my surroundings. Cause like even like when I look outside in nature, like I see trees and I'm like, wow, that tree is so green. I appreciate each individual tree. I like when I was on the acid, I was like looking at the blades of grass, like wow, that grass is different from that piece of grass.
And they all look like they're like waving at you.
Yeah,
You know? Yeah.
like, you really can feel the
really,
energy.
It's really cool. Yeah, I think that when they were developing LSD for the military, they were trying to increase sensory perception for soldiers, right? But I think that what they did was increase extrasensory perception by accident, and so you can like feel the vibe coming off of stuff, and you'll just be like looking at a glass.
It's
and
crazy.
Like talking to you. Art is incredible if you're tripping.
And
like,
music.
Yeah, because you see like. I feel like you can see all of the feeling that went into it. Like if you look at a painting, it'll all be swimming. You know,
And the
stuff
music,
like
you hear every single note, you feel every emotion. And even standing next to a tree, like I was standing next to a tree, and I was like, "Yo, I'm breathing out carbon dioxide, and the tree is breathing out oxygen, and we're swapping." I can feel it. I felt like the energy of me. I felt my energy going off, and I felt the tree like wave. I was like,
My sister had a plant outside of her house, and I went to visit her in California, and she's like, so that fern right there, me and that fern have a thing. And I was like, what's that? And she's like, well, I was doing acid, you know, and we took it out here, and then I was about to go inside, and I was coming up a little bit, and I was starting to just feel it, and I looked over at that fern, and it was like, have a good time.
So that's how I felt with the trees. Like it's a whole strip of trees. So each tree just had their own energy. I was like,
yeah, and they're all like, all the leaves are like waving in the wind.
Like they really want me to be alive, cause like, and then I seen like little wavy patterns in them. So I was like,
yeah.
I was like,
have you ever done DMT?
No, I want to though.
Oh my God, DMT is.
I don't even know what that is.
This is a little advanced for y'all.
Yeah, DMT.
I want to that and ayahuasca.
I just want to talk about it. DMT is the spirit molecule.
Spirit molecule.
They say you experience it when you die and when you're born.
And when you dream. It's released into your brain.
Hold on, wait. How do you experience it if you experience it then?
Because like you know when they say you die, your life flashes before your eyes. So
yeah.
You haven't done it. Let me talk about it.
Go ahead.
If you don't mind.
She's about to teach us something.
Fucking love this stuff. And it occurs naturally in our bodies, though. It occurs naturally in every living thing, and it's released into your brain when you're born, when you die, and when you dream. And if you take it out of like ayahuasca tree or something like that, and what's the word? Refine it to where it's
Pure.
It's when I smoked it, it was in a crystal. We just like put it in a bowl, and for like 30 to 45 minutes, it was like I breathed out the smoke, and it was like I was underwater. That's how different the world was, and everything looked like art. There was a place on the wall, it was like a blank wall, and I looked over and I kept seeing, and I was seeing Hindu gods. Wow. Like Ganesh, and he turned into Krishna, and then it turned into like a big temple, and it turned back into Ganesh, and I was like, oh my God. I guess this should not be in my like collective unconsciousness. I have no roots back to India. Like what the fuck is this? So that was really crazy, and that happened on that same spot in the apartment a couple of times. We smoked a couple of times right there, and every time I would look over and it would be just like Hindu shit. It was crazy. Wow. Yeah. I kind of
like
lost. There was one point where I kind of like slipped into what they call the infinite, where you kind of lose touch with who you are. And you feel like you're just like pure energy.
It sounded like that thing from
It was crazy. It was kind of scary, and it was very intense and very strange. Yeah. I was like, I was watching True Blood, and I was like, I don't know, is this my life? Is it a movie? Is this a story about my life? I don't know what's going on. And I had to, yeah, exactly. Like, who am I? And I had to like harken back to like my parents, and that's what I like glued onto. And I was like, I have a family. That is a strange thing, you know. And that's what kept me myself and like kept me sane, as I was like up that high.
Wow.
And that's how some people go crazy when they go on like heroin binges and crack binges, because they start getting disillusioned with reality, and they like, who am I? And then that's when they lose their shit and their personality get all fucked up.
And that's like much worse, more terrifying hallucinations for much longer.
Yeah, because once you disconnect with yourself, you don't know who you are, and then you lose sight of what's real, and then you be fucked up.
I just don't need to do that drug. Because I need to know myself. That's I need to know myself.
That's why you gotta be in the right mindset.
Yeah, and this is really heavy. I was like, I want to trip. You know, just like huge shit. Like, stupid. It's like 23 years old. Like, fuck it up. You know, and it was really fun, and I experienced things that I feel like when you come back to normalcy, it's like coming back into the real world or into the regular world, as opposed to being in like this other, like kind of just this parallel world that's a little wavier.
That sounds like the detailed version of how people can get addicted.
You actually can't get addicted to acid.
Not that you can't get addicted to acid, but that feeling where you said you feel like you're going back to the real world versus wherever Hindu and everywhere else.
They get addicted to that feeling.
Right. And so they want to stay there.
Yeah, no, it's more like a journey. You know, I would never want to do that, like
on a regular,
that's when they value the sensation.
It's like going on like a 50-mile hike or something. You know, like,
that's like going to Disney World every day. You won't get tired of it eventually. You won't be drained.
So it's like something you would want to do, but don't exhaust it. Like something that you just don't.
My mother is a hippie, and she was living in like Miami in the 70s, and she told me that she took acid about every 3 days for like 2 years.
Jesus.
Wow.
I can't imagine, because when you go on acid, you be high for like 12 hours.
I know. And she was just like,
that's a long ass time being high.
I'm like going to work and shit.
I know for a fact I couldn't function on acid, because like I was so bright eyed
in the sunlight. Oh my god.
So like I would like, because when you laugh when you on acid, it's like it's like you like it'd be the most trivial shit, and you be like tears be falling out, you be laughing so hard. It's like,
looking crazy.
Me and my master just was laughing because somebody just like, y'all high, and I don't know why, we laughed for like 30 minutes about that. I couldn't breathe, my stomach was tight, like,
oh my god, my friend and I just looked at pictures of birds for like an hour and just like lost our shit because they got these big eyes, and we like
emotions be everywhere, because I almost cried because I was like, I'm so ungrateful. Trees are so pretty. The grass is so pretty. I see it every day, and I never noticed it, and I was like, stepping on it.
I've missed all these years of looking at grass.
Oh my god, right, exactly. I just don't. He's like, I'm so unappreciative of life.
Well, that's the thing, is if you're in a bad place, you don't want to trip. Like, there was one time that I did mushrooms when I was, I was just in school, but I was in kind of like a bad relationship, a relationship that was going to end soon, and we had been watching a ton of The Sopranos, and so I was like very immersed in like negative shit and like debauchery and people like treating each other terribly, and so then I tripped on mushrooms, and I'm like, in my room, like, I can't handle this. Why would people do this to each other? It doesn't make any sense. Oh my god, so like I gotta be naked. I just can't do it. I don't know. That happens to me sometimes when I'm tripping. Like I just feel like clothes are absurd. I can't do this anymore.
You're holding me down.
Right. Man.
Yep.
I can't breathe.
Come on.
I did that once
Who was
at a
that
party.
wrestler that
And it
used to
was
always
just
look
like,
in shit?
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Hulkamania.
This is Hulk Hogan out your shirt.
Dang, Hulk Hogan. Hey, that's like,
I
hey.
know, right? That's real 90s.
Like,
I'm trying to think of how acid affected me sexually. Was I like?
it was just weird. I felt like sex was just weird. You know, like I don't think I even did that with
I
anybody.
felt like
It
you
was
was just watching
we,
at
yeah,
that
we
point.
were no, like we were like getting into it, and then it was like, no.
it feels too great to even do that. Like, what in the world?
I'm not even here right
Yeah,
now.
it was so mental.
Yeah, it's like
For
too
me,
mental for me to like.
yeah.
It was too mental for me to focus.
Yeah,
I was
to really, like,
I was so
really
in
be
myself
like-
that like, cause I tried to look at porn while I was doing it, like, cause it's 12 hours,
No,
and I was
and you
bored.
just like want to like try different shit. You know, like what if I do this on acid?
That's exactly what I did. Like, let me put, and then my phone blade was melting and shit. So I was like, So I had to really like focus, and when I finally focused, like,
I heard that technology looks really weird when
it
you're
does.
on,
My phone like it kept melting.
Oh yeah.
You see, like,
don't want to fuck with your phone.
You see like the
Yeah.
fluid or whatever they have in the LCD screens and all that shit. Like you literally see that shit like moving while you're looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was looking at my phone, it was like, and I was like, whoa, my shit melting in my hand.
Gonna put this down. I'll talk to you all in 8 hours. I can't do it.
And my boy was like, that's the first thing he said. Don't look at your phone. I was like,
No.
he said,
Right.
don't look in the mirror. Don't look at your phone.
Why the mirror? What's going on with the
Because
mirror?
he said you want to start if you really don't
You can
accept
scare
yourself.
yourself.
Yeah, he said if you really don't accept yourself, you want to start nitpicking at yourself, and it's going to send you on
Yeah.
a bad trip.
And start like seeing stuff like on your skin, like some,
Yeah, exactly. He's like, you might see some certain, notice about yourself, like, oh, I look like this. Oh, I'm ugly, and blah blah
I
blah.
can see my pores.
Is this why that singer Houston take his eye out? He was on LSD.
I think with him, I think he was tripping because he probably came from a real religious background, and through the music journey, he just seen a whole lot of simple shit. And when he took the drug, it made him realize, like, I came from this background, and now I'm going through all this. I'm not worthy type shit. Like, it fucked up his mind because he like, I'm a Christian man, and I'm doing all this shit. I need to repent. Because that's basically what happened.
His idea of repenting was scooping his eye out.
Yeah, because that's how he explained it. He like, I got to pay for my sins.
Yeah. And he basically gave up his mind.
That's not like crazy for like drugs like that. Because some people even try to eat other people.
Yeah.
Some people like try to do a whole bunch of crazy shit.
I remember like hearing a story about somebody trying to eat a man.
The dude on the bad sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad
yeah.
sauce that were like a few
bad sauce is like
incidences
meth,
in
so.
2011.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was running down the street naked or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to eat people.
Yeah.
Like this homeless man face in the city like end up paying for his face and shit.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
We got way off topic.
We definitely-
Yeah.
So let's talk about our guests.
Man.
After all of that, right?
You listen to how you are spiritually as far as drugs.
Yes. Yes. I actually really need to use the restroom because I drank like 3 of these drinks.
Oh.
Is that?
We got
Yeah,
okay.
I'm never
Yeah.
way back from our break. Perry, let's talk to you about like how did you get the name Perry? You said that was a story in itself.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. So I've always really liked heights. Like I've always liked being up high and like climbing trees and being on rooftops and balconies and stuff. And so when I was 4 years old, I read a story about a main character whose name was Periii, and she lived in the woods, like up in the trees with her mother, and they were just like kind of like hanging out up there, but just like running shit, up in the trees. And I love that feeling so much of that like freedom that you get from being above everything, that I decided that I wanted to be Periii. And I made everybody who I knew call me Periii for a year when I was 4 years old, from like 4 to 5. And then I got to kindergarten and I was like, okay, I'm going back to Gabrielle. And then I was thinking about what I wanted my artist name to be, and like Gabrielle Marie, like I like my name, but that's not catchy. That's not like you can have like 40,000 people like Gabrielle.
Mm-hmm.
so I figured I would go with it, and that it's been part of me for like as long as my memory goes. So I'll stick with that.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So how long have you been into music?
I've been doing music. It feels like forever. I started playing piano when I was 4.
Oh,
It's been
I
forever.
don't know how to play
It has been forever.
I know how to play 3 Blind Mice.
Yeah.
Twinkle, twinkle, little
I know how to
star.
do the
Awesome.
thing. I know how to do the thing in that Kanye West song.
What?
The
Oh my goodness.
And I know how to play Amazing Grace.
I know how to. No, I don't know how to play that either. All I know is Kanye.
I just know it because I learned by numbers, so it's 1, 4, 6, 1. 5,
I didn't even know there was a number system. 1. I just kept hitting keys till I heard the one that I was looking for, and then I kept hitting keys till I heard the next one, and then. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if any of you or anybody you know wants lessons, then let me know, because I teach piano, violin, viola, and voice.
Oh,
that's my day job. Yeah. And
you said viola?
Uh-huh.
What the fuck is a viola?
A viola is like a big violin. It's a little lower.
Oh, I thought it was like a small violin.
Is it similar to a cello?
It's a big violin. It's in between a violin and a cello. So like, okay, if you have in a choir, if you have like soprano, alto, tenor, bass, for soprano you'd have violin. For alto you'd have viola.
Okay.
Tenor has like the same range as a cello, and then bass and bass voice.
Yes.
So it's like the medium high range.
Right.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I've actually never played it like in a group or in a concert or anything, but it's so similar to the violin, and I was like, let me just hustle fucking hard. I can do this, it's just like I'll just pretend. Yeah, you just have one string different than me. It's fine.
So pretend between the 2 instruments, well, the 3 instruments, or how many? 4? 3 instruments?
I teach 4. I play 3.
So between the 4, which one is your favorite?
Singing.
Singing.
Yes.
That's why I fuck with Kanye West, because Kanye West, if y'all ever get the chance, look up on YouTube and look at Kanye West Deconstructed, because it's just a nice little tidbit of how Kanye West, he thinks the human voice is one of the best instruments in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And I agree with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because the human voice can probably emulate a lot of different instruments.
And if you listen to Kanye music, he really twists the sound. Like a lot of things you think was an instrumental or random like sound effect is really just somebody's voice that he distorted or changed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And the voice is so cool because it's the only instrument where you can improve the quality. Like just on your own without spending any money, without doing anything, just by building the muscles, in your stomach and
practice.
Yeah, and in your soft palate and everything. So I really love it. And there's somewhere in the Old Testament where it says like the purest form of worship is dancing and singing. Because you're just like calling out and connecting with everybody around you or whatever through yourself. There's no medium. So I really like that of just having that like direct.
And that put a lot of shit in perspective, because a lot of like those like when you watch the documentaries on like the small, I don't want to say, well, third world countries and like those native people, they always on like rituals and stuff like that. And like it's just really them dancing and singing, and that's what really brings them closer to God and all that stuff. So, like, absolutely. That's part of all their rituals. So like that really puts you in perspective.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what I love about music, is just that you can say something or you can communicate something more than what you can necessarily say with words.
Right. Yeah, because sometimes everything that you express doesn't have to be verbal. So it's like you said, you can sing it, you can dance it, you can play it, you can do something, and people will get where you're coming from, and you don't necessarily have to prove a point.
Yeah, or even more so. Like people will understand it more because they can hear more of the feeling behind it.
Yeah, they feel that shit. Like, what's your name? XXXTentacion. I like.
Never really listened.
I fuck with his music because I can feel his music. Like, a lot of his shit. Like a lot of his shit is like it's like sad, and you can like feel his expression. That's why I like Kings of Leon too. Because Kings of Leon, they're a rock band. The dude Caleb, the lead singer, I literally can feel his feelings like when he's singing a song. Like he got a song called Cold.
Yeah.
Like I really like. It's one song. Like this is one song where he said Jesus don't love me, and like that shit literally sent like chills down my body, because like I've been in a time and space where I felt like, damn, nobody really give a fuck about me. And I like really felt that shit. So, that's what I want to. That's what my goal is for my music. Anytime that somebody says like, "What's your goal?" For your whole life, and I'm like, oh shit. That's how I feel with poetry. I feel the same way with poetry. I write poems and shit too. Yeah, I just want people, like the people who hear my music, if you feel alone in something, and you feel like you've been alone and feeling this way, and then you hear something that I wrote and feel like, okay, she knows. Right. I'm not as alone in the world, in the universe. Like that's all I want.
Music and art is supposed to be therapeutic. One for the person that's creating it, and one for the people that get to experience it. It's supposed to be therapy. It's not supposed to be objective based. Where nowadays people's success in there, especially in the music industry, is based off of sales and like shows.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I mean, that's where the money comes from.
Even 400 years ago, it's still like, who's playing at the castle?
Right.
You know, it's still about.
Right. But really, it's all a matter of trying to influence the feelings of the people that hear it, and maybe be therapeutic for the person that's creating it.
Do y'all listen to sad music when y'all sad?
Sometimes. I have. Yeah, I have. I'm cool.
I listen to
I listen to sad music until I don't want to be sad anymore. You know, it's always like a couple of days where I'm like, okay, I just gotta get through this shit, and then like, okay, let me turn off Pink Walk Me Home.
Right. But it helps you get through that journey, and then once you're over it, you can listen to some The Baby or something.
Whatever. I listen to trap.
Yeah.
I like to get out of that.
Trap music get me excited, but like I need sad music. When I'm feeling sad, I need to feel like that I'm not the only one. So like I listen to my Kings of Leon. I listen to The Killers sometimes. I used to listen to My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
That was like one of my early 20s.
Gerard Way.
Yeah.
I saw them at Warped Tour.
Sometimes I listen to Stairway to Heaven, like Led Zeppelin, and just because I need that like that slow, methodic, like just. I'm not the only one. Like yes, I can get through this.
The introspective shit.
Yeah.
Like, let me go inside myself and draw the strength out from my pain. I'm not making fun of you, really.
So like, that's exactly how I feel. Like fuck.
Yeah.
I think that's why they said a lot of people gravitated to Eminem when he first came out, because he was doing a lot of introspective. He did that, a lot of that for hip hop. Wasn't the first one, and he wasn't the best one, but he did it, and so people kind of gravitated to him. I think there's other artists. I prefer other artists over Eminem.
He did because
he definitely gave. He put things into hip hop that usually was not prevalent.
Because normally hip hop was about like they talk about rapping about being poor and stuff. But it was like only from like a narrow perspective, like I'm robbing niggas or I'm
inner city urban perspective.
But he really spoke of like some of his songs like really was crazy, and I loved them. Like the song Rock Bottom.
I still really only liked his first album.
I think that was
the Marshall Mathers LP and the Eminem LP was fire. Whichever one he had an E pill on it was fire.
Eminem Show was my favorite.
Eminem Show was my favorite, but that's not his first album.
It wasn't?
No, that's like his third or fourth.
Oh,
what was it? The Slim Shady?
The Slim Shady LP and the Marshall Mathers LP. It was the
okay.
Marshall Mathers LP, the Slim Shady MP. Then it was the Eminem Show.
Eminem Show, yeah.
Then it was all the other trash after that.
Yeah, right. Right. All the other trash after that. Everything else was like trash.
But that's because he like, I think it's hard for some artists because like.
Do you think it's because he got sober?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it because he got sober, and then like I think a lot of artists, they don't know how to like change it up, because like I think a lot of that music come from the struggle and their pain, and once they don't have that pain to draw from anymore,
motivation is gone.
Motivation gone. Because with him, he had an abusive mother, he had a crazy baby mother, and then like once you become a millionaire, a lot of that kind of like
goes away. Yeah.
You can't rap about being poor no more, because a lot of his stuff is like I'm struggling. Like his first two albums was like him about struggling, being broke, not being able to get women and stuff like that. And I'm like, once you become a millionaire, women are going to come regardless if it's for you, if they really fuck with you or just because of your money. They're going to come. All your financial woes, they're going out the window. So like, and I think a lot of his like success was like, he's like, damn, I don't have nothing else to rap about, because I can't rap about being broke no more. Because he even said in the song, he's like, Drake said I can't rap about being broke no more. Oh, yeah. He didn't say I can't choke no whore to a vocal cord. And then then he was talking all that crazy shit, like smacking women, stomping foster kids, and all that kind of shit.
So what do y'all think when you become like when you start off rapping and you start rapping about that, and then your life changes? Do you think they should just go into another sector of their career?
Start rapping about money.
Yeah, instead of rapping about
I think what you're saying is exactly what Jay-Z did.
Yeah.
When he started his career, he was rapping about what he was doing before he came on. Then he got on, he started rapping about his journey throughout, and now he's rapping about trying to basically teach other people, like, this is what I did. You can maybe do it too. Type deal. Like
Chris said, he went from the struggle to like how it was to transition from the struggle to like now. Then he started rapping about like Big Pimpin', and really was just about him. I got money now.
Yeah.
Big Pimp and spending cheese, and now like 440, like fast forward to 444, it's talking about like how to gain the wealth, how to maintain the wealth,
and
a lot of rappers
his
don't do
relationship
that.
stuff.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't like to make that change. Like Wayne fell off because he could like the stuff that he rapped about wasn't like he couldn't keep it up. Like you. In your early 20s, you can rap about getting high all you want in your 20s. But when you get 30, like, you burn out when you constantly rap about that shit. And like, Wayne 36 now, Wayne look like an old ass 36.
Yeah, he look old, And he's still rapping about the same shit. And you just like, yo, nigga,
no
like,
growth.
you
Like,
fucking had a seizure the other day.
And people like to,
Stop doing lean.
yeah, like you need to chill.
and people like saying growth with their artists because you growing up too. So when we first started Wayne, we was all like kids. So
but
now
I
we
think
don't.
his last album had some introspective stuff on it. I don't remember which songs it was. I haven't heard it in a while, but it was a couple songs on that album. I was like,
that's how you know they had no impact.
That's how, right? That's what I said. You can't even remember what songs.
Because it's so long ago. But
You know, so long ago. It's songs I heard when I was 12 that I can quote today. That like I
mean, I couldn't relate to it because it was just like he was talking about his drug life and how he, made it through that. So it was like it didn't stick to me, but I'm like, okay, he's rapping about he's rapping about his journey. So it was a little bit of that in there. I mean, it was cool. I think I do think
forced. Did it feel forced?
I don't think so. It felt more so, in my opinion, it felt more expressive than forced. And I mean, I do think, I still feel like for the Carter 6 to have been his last album, if that's his last album, I'm cool with it. It might not have been as cool as like.
He was coming out with something else, right?
I hope not. I really hope he don't. But I really do hope he don't. But it wasn't like his Carter 1, Carter 2, because they was his hardest album. But you know what I mean, like the last one,
mixtapes, Dedication 2 was fire. Dedication 1. Yeah. And
I think, the Dedication 2 was his hardest one, in my opinion.
And it
he made like what, 5?
Yeah, the rest of after 2 he should have stopped. Or after
3 was alright.
After 3 he should have stopped.
3 was alright.
Then the Droughts was hard. The Drought 2, Drought 3.
Whichever
one had
music.
Yeah, and that I really think he just burnt himself.
He overdid himself during the mixtape.
He put so much of his soul.
It was the rise of a whole new era that he was at the forefront of. Nobody would have foresaw that being basically a big waste of time.
Yeah.
So
and he didn't mature. He didn't mature with his music. He just thought about drugs and women was going to be like what he could ride forever. Because and
he also didn't foresee getting raped financially by Birdman. So,
in your opinion, do you think that there is a subject that cannot be talked about in music, like as far as like he talks about drugs all the time? You think that you can talk about something that long and people get tired of you talking about it?
The same person?
Yeah, like the same, as far as like the same person, he just talk about the same thing all the time.
Beyonce talk about the same shit all the time.
Yeah, but people aren't tired of her. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm
tired of Future.
I'm ready. He just dropped another album. I ain't listen to it. I'm not going to listen to it. I'm ready for him to go away. I want him to stop.
I'm tired of hearing about drugs and him like.
But Beyonce don't got that though.
Because love is forever. She always talking about love. Love is forever. Like you can never get tired of love because no matter at what age you are, love is going to be important. Because when you're young, you love your mom, you love your dad, you love your siblings.
When you introduced to love, or you already aware of it.
Right, and then when you get older, you find somebody you love.
More of this? I'm probably about to kill her.
You don't get it.
And then when you get
do you not want anymore?
No, thank you.
Okay.
And then like when you get older, you find a love one, and then eventually you have kids. So love is always constantly changing. Love is like love is transformative. But drugs getting high, that shit not transformative.
Yeah, after a while, it's
like you still getting high from 21, and you still getting high in your 40s. Like you a junkie. Like, I ain't talking about like weed or like I'm talking about like if you still talking about drinking lean and getting high to the point where you passing out. That's not cool.
Yeah. No, I'm ready for him to go
and
away.
Money and shit. Money is like money don't really transform because like how many times you gonna rap about all the cars?
Once you're rich. So it's like I mean, yes, you can get richer, but I mean,
then
you stop relating.
Then you end up as Drake, where you're like last 2 albums or last 3 albums are just like gray.
Yeah.
All the way through.
And you're just starting to like your fan base because your fan base can't relate to you no more because you're talking about like fucking you being rich and how happy or sad you are about being rich.
Right.
I still love Drake. Drake my spirit.
I like Drake. I like Drake.
Drake is my spirit animal.
Well, is there something that an artist can do to kind of keep them, like, I guess, on that level with their fans? Then
being themselves.
But what if he is being himself?
Wayne is not being himself if he just talking about.
I don't think his last album was him just talking about a specific targeted category. I think his last album was a range of different songs with different themes to them.
I just think you just gotta be yourself, like, and
I
you
feel
gotta
like
be real.
you have to be growing as a person.
Yeah, and that's why I use Future because I feel like Future been making the same music since he came out.
Growing.
Future, well, I mean, I would say DJ Khaled too because but I don't want to. Leah probably call in and scream.
She'd be like, no, he is still the same.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His music is a lot of his music is the same too.
He used the exact same formula he used in like 2008.
And him and Future. Well, Future's really the main one I can only think of right now.
I hate Future.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
When Dirty Sprite 1 came out and Dirty Sprite 2, I'm like, yeah, Future done
Dirty Sprite 2 was cool.
Yeah,
I
think
I was good on Future after Dirty Sprite 2. Like there was nothing else. I think
that whole stretch of like that for like 3 years, 4 years, however long it was.
And that's a good stretch. Yeah. But after that, you got to switch up.
Even with Young Thug, I'm getting tired of this. am I gay or am I not shit. Like,
Yeah,
pick
that's
aside.
what
Like, he doing it just for like
it's shock value.
He's just doing it for shock value. I'm like, nigga, pick a side. Like, if you gay, you gay. If you're not, you're not. Don't keep like playing like you are. Then you maybe like.
Right.
Well, maybe he's bi.
Even if you buy, like, stop trolling.
Yeah, like
Stop doing shit just for the sheer fact to try to
I
get
know.
shot. Like, stop.
No.
I feel like some of these artists are trolling because they see younger artists trolling and having success from it. Because there are younger artists that thrive off of trolling. Like, I'm thinking about like 6ix9ine, how he thrived off of like fucking trolling for real. Like, you got artists that troll, and then you got these other artists that have been out for a while and now they want to start trying to troll. Like
Eminem.
You can't do that. You can't like, troll from the pedestal.
Yeah, like, come on.
Eminem did that with his last album. It was fucking trash. He dissed Lil Pump. He dissed fucking Yachty. I'm like,
Machine Gun
he
Kelly.
dissed Machine Gun Kelly, even though Machine Gun Kelly was the better response.
Yeah, he had the better response.
Yeah, his response was fire. But
I heard it, but I don't remember it.
M was like, yo, you 40. You one of the top 5 rappers alive. Top 3 in most people. To most people, M would most people would put him in top 5.
A lot of people would.
I mean, yeah, they would, but
just off his credentials. Like, per skill, I don't think M like the best because all he can do is rhyme really good to me personally.
If you count white people, most people would put Eminem.
Yeah, like
most people put him in top 3.
Most people would put him.
The biggest consumers of hip hop is white people
But
from
you know what?
23
I
to
mean,
34.
the whole way that they treated, what's his name, Lil Nas, that rubbed me the wrong way about hip hop altogether. Because it's like, how can y'all do that to somebody that made a country song and you discredit the song that he made as a genre, basically because of his skin color? And I feel like hip hop has always, well, not always been, but majority has always been accepting of anybody that can rap. If you can rap, you good. If you can't rap, well, even nowadays, if you can't rap, you're still good. But
well, I mean, like, that's reflective of culture as a whole.
Yeah.
You speaking of a culture that's known to be like at a disadvantage for the most part. So they welcome anybody who's going to bring like more attention to them. Versus country music, that's like an exclusive group. Like, whoa, this is our shit. We don't want you in our shit. And with rap, it's kind of like less like, well, no, if you can rap, nigga, like, see what you got. If you can, if you can.
Right.
Because Vanilla Ice was on a tear for a second, for a hot year. Because his shit was fire.
Sucked, though.
Yeah, he tried.
Right.
Once they realized he couldn't rap.
Yeah.
Stealing that beat from Queen. Freddie Mercury. Mine goes doom 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 instead of doom 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 doom.
Right.
When you listen
It's different.
When you listen to them side by side, it's the exact same shit. Because like, I heard the Queen song like after I heard Ice Ice Baby. Apparently, and I was like, "This Ice Ice Baby?" And I'm like, "No, it's the Queen song." Yeah.
Yeah.
And Queen like.
Is that that's David? What's his name? Is it Bowie or
Bowie, yeah.
Bowie?
There's so many. It's fucking hip hop in general just takes so much from everywhere.
yeah.
It's like it remasters it. Like that song like "Can't Nobody Hold Me." That's a Queen song. Not a Queen song, but it's definitely like an old rock song that he sampled. So it's like.
So let's get back to Periii. So I saw you've done a lot of shows lately, and you've been doing like your. So do you have any like pre-show rituals, or like how do you go through that process of getting ready to get on stage and perform?
I mean, like, the day of, I don't really have, like, rituals that I do, you know, but as far as preparing for it, I've always just, like, wished that I had better endurance, and so what I started doing was just, like, getting on a treadmill and putting on, I go late at night so I don't look crazy, and I put on my performance tracks at, like, 12:30, and I'll run at, like, 8 miles an hour for 30 seconds and then 5 for a minute and just, like, sing through stuff. And so that's, like, been really fucking hard.
So wait, so you go to the gym and you sing
like
out loud in the gym while you're exercising?
Yeah.
I'd be like, they allow you to do that? Because I'd be like, no, some
there's
gyms,
nobody
they be
there.
like,
There's
like some gyms be like, shh, be
The
quiet.
person that probably worked at it was
There's
like,
nobody working there.
oh.
Yeah, I go like this, like, way out of the gym. They're open 24 hours. Fucking love it. Yeah, so I've been doing that, and that's really been helping. And then just, I mean, like, just practicing every day and being in front of the mirror so I know, like, what I look like and what I sound like and recording myself. That's so important. I feel like recording yourself as an artist, just whatever you're doing, whether you're rapping or singing or playing anything, to be able to go back and review it and see what you want to change and what you want to keep the
Right.
same, like compared to the like availability of that like 25 years ago, you know, like it's stupid to not do it.
Right. It's always,
You know,
it's always good to see
yeah.
yourself the way others might see you.
And
while
there's
you
some, and there are an infinite number of people who are, you know, and that it just makes you better faster. So I feel like that's really important.
I have a question about the support in Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, do you feel as though everybody calls this like a crab in a barrel, like everybody feels that this is a crab in a barrel city that you really can't make it nowhere or whatever. Like, how do you feel about trying to like reach success being here in Baltimore?
Within Baltimore. Yeah, I mean it's tough. It's tough, and there's so many sides of that. I mean, like, first of all, I believe that like you have to go outside of the artistic community to find your fans, because like if I hit up you guys are getting how many messages from artists saying, hey, come to my show, hey, check out my song. And it's the same. Yeah, exactly. And it's the same with everybody who I know within that. Like when I had a show at Autobar in where's that, Preston Street? I don't know. When I had a show at Autobar in February, that's a dope venue. Check it out, Autobar.
I've been
Autobar. Yeah. They like the people who came. I invited everybody I knew, but the people who came, it was mostly people, from my circle of like teaching music and where I live, like up in Howard County, versus like the people I know from the industry in Baltimore and DC, because it's an obligation. Like, okay, well, I feel like I have to go out to this show and I'm gonna sit here again and like watch these shitty people play for an empty room and then see my friend. So I understand that, but as artists, we can't just stay within this demographic and be like, come on, fucking support me.
Yeah.
You need to be doing like I'm sorry, like I'm doing my shit all the time, like versus somebody like my sister's friends, my sister's a cello player, but her friends then come out and be like, oh, I get to hear this cool independent music. I found this new artist. Like this is a novelty. So I feel like, and even online, when you're presenting your brand, it has to be something else besides the music. I found that I get much better response when I'm doing something else too, like fitness. You can just look at like LA Love the Boss. Is that what she goes by? And like fitness is a big one. Like I know artists who like are really big into yoga or just whatever it is, like
spirituality and all that.
Yeah, spirituality, entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people who do that, that kind of thing. But just having another angle to have people love you for that and want value from you for that and inspiration, and then say like, oh, they do music too. They're much more likely to check out your shit.
Attract a broader base.
Yeah. So I think that like to really like talk to each other about it, about like, hey, we should be supporting each other is it's said so much that it's become a waste of time.
Yeah.
So that's something there. And on the other hand, I feel like it's very important for us to support each other as independent artists and people who are all trying to come up together. But for me, like, don't fucking say that to me. Don't fucking say we need to support each other.
Yeah.
Fucking do it.
Yeah.
Support me. Show me that you're about this.
Yeah.
And that will inspire me to
Right.
do the same for you and for everybody around me. Like, don't fucking tell me that you want me to support you and that you want us to all support each other when like I go
Really,
to your
they just want
studio
you
and
to
I've
support them.
yeah, like I've been over there a bunch of times, never seen a split sheet.
Yeah.
Like that kind of shit. Like just like put your music and your money where your mouth is. And otherwise, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up about like supporting anybody. So that's how I feel. I'm just going outside of this, like, because it's a small community.
Yeah.
Like it's not a big city, and the people who are looking at it, Baltimore has a reputation for being a hole, which I love Baltimore.
I love Baltimore.
Yeah.
Fucking love Baltimore. Like I would rather go to Baltimore than DC any day of the week. But it has such a bad reputation that like from The Wire and like whatever.
Yeah.
There's people who just don't do shit, complain about not being able to do shit, but it's because they don't do
but
shit.
like from the outside in, you know, like if somebody, and I was just saying this to somebody last night, if somebody says like, oh, I'm living in Atlanta, or like I'm living in LA, I moved out there, they're gonna be taken more seriously than somebody coming out from Baltimore, automatically, because we made that investment to be in that market and to be immersed in it, you know. So there's this outside perception of it too, like this is small time, you know, no matter how much we fucking support each other. So we have to go outside of this community and bring people in versus just like lifting up the whole city. If the whole city is gonna be lifted up, it's gotta be fucking done by the government and complete overall and reform of how the entire city is run. And that, like, I don't have the fucking power to do that, and I don't think that the music scene or the art scene does.
Because Atlanta is, like you said, Atlanta is way different. Atlanta is really pro artists. It's like any and everybody get pushed.
Yeah.
If you're from Atlanta and you got like some good shit, they'll push you through on the radio. What's his name? What's OT Genesis, the dude to push it.
Yeah.
I was in Atlanta when that song dropped, and like 6 months later, I heard it in Atlanta. Then like 6 months later, I heard it here, and I was like, wow, they was playing that shit like shit in Atlanta. But once we got here, it's like 6 months later, then I heard it here. So they really like support shit on everybody.
Yep.
That's probably why everybody go to Atlanta in hopes to.
It's just a different way of doing stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like that doesn't come from like people lecturing each other, you know, about how
it's just that's just the environment. They probably just go and do it.
Yeah, you just do it.
My man's is at the club tonight. You trying to come? Yeah, and they just support the man's at the club. Like that's all go. And the club is not artists at the club.
Yeah, but I mean,
got strippers and
and that's more fun and a lot easier to get people to come out when there aren't as many people getting killed per capita.
Yeah.
You know, so on the one hand, like I don't think that we can by ourselves, you know, or as this part of the culture fix the city. So we have to go outside of it to bring ourselves up. You know, and like, and that doesn't mean that we go outside and then stop supporting the people around here. You know,
I think that's what we don't do when we go away from Baltimore. We don't. I mean, we have a lot of stuff to bring from Baltimore to another city and say this is what's happening in my city.
It's a lot of positive shit happening. It's a lot of positive shit in Baltimore. Like if you go near the Crown, if you go near the Baltimore.
Not to say that we don't have it, but are people doing it?
People are doing it. It's just it's not getting the same attention as if like the murder. Like murder in Baltimore. Like I hate watching the news because all they do is talk about death. But if you really take your time and like spend time in Baltimore, you see it's hella nonprofits. It's this girl in Baltimore right now that she make baby beds out of cardboard. Because it's like what's this called, SID, sudden infant death. If you don't have the right bedding, a baby could die if they roll over wrong. But this girl is making beds out of cardboard, and it's cheap and inexpensive for people who can't afford the standard crib and stuff like that.
But
so
they're safe.
Yeah, and they're extremely safe, and she got them like certified and everything. But you don't hear that kind of shit on the news because like it has to go by the word of mouth. And like you said, the art community and like the nonprofit community and all those type of communities are really small. It's like a little clique. And like if you're not in that clique, you really your word not going to get passed around.
That's the problem. They get in cliques and people don't go out of their group and share their stuff. Like they're not really. They get stuck, and sometimes they stay in that group that they in and don't really go out. I feel like you do need to go out.
But I think that comes from I think a lot of people in Baltimore operate from a position of need and lack of resources instead of reacting out our abundance. Because if like a lot of us like, oh, it's not that much going around, so we need to hold what we can get as much as we can. We need to hold resources. So if this person want to know if we doing the same thing, I can't give you information on the blueprint to help you be better because that's going to take away from me.
And that's when we gotta stop thinking like that.
We don't operate from abundance.
Yeah.
And like since we don't operate from abundance in Baltimore, that's really holding us down. Because when you operate from abundance, if everybody was like, it's plenty of money to go around, it's plenty of whatever to go around, it will be a lot different because then we won't be limiting each other. Because it's like you do fashion. If somebody that was above like doing fashion better than you was saying like, oh, I know everything you need to do to get ahead, and they just was withholding information just off sheer like, I don't want to tell you because I don't want you to get better than me.
Right. And that's what a lot of people do.
That's not helping nobody.
That's what a lot of people do.
Same thing with music. Like if you got hella people who got hella connections, but they don't want to pass through the next wave because they don't want to get left behind. That's stupid because you're really holding back yourself because they might have the next wave, but they're going to bring attention to you because they're the next wave. So even people, if the new wave going to bring
that's a two-way street. I mean, that's a because some people you could pull them up maybe,
but even if you pull them up, if one person from Baltimore make it, that's just more people that's going to listen to Baltimore. So then another person from Baltimore might come up. So that's two people. So twice the attention is going to be coming. And then if they bring more attention, then a third person might come up. So that's 3 times the attention, and so on and so on and so on. But we don't do that because, like I said, we operate from a position of need and lack of resources and shit like that. So I think that's our biggest problem here.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, like
it was selfish.
And that's totally having to like reprogram your behavioral conditioning and your thought processes and everything, and to have everybody do that is like
it's a headache.
Monumental.
Now, do you have
task.
a number do you have people reaching out to you wanting to do features or wanting to do collabs and that type of stuff? Okay.
Yeah. I
Now, can that be challenging sometimes too? Like, does that have its own challenges? You got people that might be trying to like
finesse you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I've had people try to like get stuff from me for free, you know, and shit like that. Which, you know, it's usually I feel like I keep an attitude of like I can play the violin any day of my life. I can always write another song. You know, like I know that my shit is dope and it's still gonna be dope tomorrow. I don't run out of creativity. You know, so like why would I really resent you for that? You know, like my shit is still out there. I got a feature out that I never got paid anything for. It's been out for like 2 years. And dude, he of all the songs on Spotify, that's the one that has the most plays, and he hasn't pushed it at all. Because I got a pen. But but I'm not mad at him, you know, because my stuff is still out there. It's not like he's making a ton of money off streaming that song, you know. So like, why, in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal. But I mean, like, yeah, I haven't. More of the time, I'll do something for free, and if I have somebody promise me something, then I always regret it. If I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll do this for you, and then maybe I'll get this sponsorship from this person. And then anytime that happens, I 9 times out of 10 regret it because it doesn't pan out.
Especially if you got to do something for them first.
Yeah. People can and will say anything. I can't imagine. I mean, maybe one day I'll get there, but I can't imagine being the kind of person who would just be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna tell them that they might get this thing, and so then they can come over here and do this for me. You know, like that's just
and
crazy.
And literally have no intention of following through with that.
Yeah, or like have an intention, but just like then never fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know, like integrity
and letting it fall through and not explaining nothing.
Yeah. As every year as I get older, like people doing what they say they're gonna do and having integrity, that becomes more and more important in like my business relationships and my personal relationships. So
yeah,
it's definitely a big one.
Because I mean, the older we get, we realize that the things that we have really don't mean anything. Like, the only thing we have is our integrity and our word. If nobody can trust you, it doesn't matter what. Yeah, in time, it doesn't really matter what else you can offer somebody. You can have all the money in the world, but if somebody don't trust you, then it don't mean nothing. Your money doesn't mean nothing. Your talent doesn't mean anything. If I can't trust your word, or you saying you want to deliver something and you don't do it. Yeah. So
you model too, right?
Yes, I do.
So like, how often you deal with creeps? Because you're a pretty woman. So
that shit almost fell in your cup.
That was it fell in the cup.
It almost fell in the cup.
You're a pretty woman, so like, I'm pretty sure you have to deal with creeps.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's pretty constant. You know, like between DM and.
But it's your DM's probably on fire.
Yeah.
Like,
DM just caught up by. What's the craziest shit somebody ever DM'd you?
Oh my god. Crazy shit everybody ever DM me. I'm not live right now, so I got this one dude who's just like always in my inbox, and he's like, "You're the one for me. I'm in love with you. It's just how you carry yourself and how you look." And I'm like, "How crazy are you?"
Do you even reply?
That you know, like I occasionally.
Thanks.
You know, like I try to like reply to everybody occasionally, you know, so like just because I don't want to be rude,
right.
You know, but like if I have like 20 messages, I can't have a conversation. Like I can't have a conversation with everybody. You know, like I would never talk to my daughter. So, so like, sorry if I don't answer your DMs, but that's fine.
Right.
And I was but Yeah, I mean, like I respond occasionally, but yes, I mean, it's a lot of that. I get occasional dick pics. That's not. That's actually more.
I be feeling bad for women that get those.
Yo.
It's just like it be so unsolicited, and it's just like
No.
I'm not even gonna say hi.
right.
You just
I ain't
sitting
gonna
there
ask you how
like,
your
why?
name was.
yo?
I might not even know what your name is, but it's this dick you can look at. Like it's
Yeah,
just like
and you just be sitting there like,
That's really sad. That shows how sad people are.
Yeah,
All
like-
you have to offer is dick.
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
No conversation, no, not even money, just dick. Like, hey,
Right.
This is what I got.
Right.
I'm putting it all on the table for you, shorty. Dick check.
You want a mushroom stick?
Oh man, but so I definitely want to hear.
You got your
You
violin
brought,
and shit.
you brought equipment with you,
I did.
so we want to hear you do some.
Like a gun case.
It
Yep.
do. It look like it's a rifle in it. I guess we could have requested the song earlier.
Talk about acid.
Yeah, I know. We done sat there and talked about acid.
Oh yeah. You did veer off on that for a
Right,
minute.
for a minute.
That take a lot. I'll take the blame for that because I brought up acid.
It was educational though. I'll give it that.
Definitely would have mistook you for a school shooter if you would have showed up.
Yes.
Without knowing your background.
Performance. Oh wait, I wasn't saying yes to that. I was saying yes to the violin.
What you gonna play for us?
What do y'all want to hear?
I wanna hear
Is
some
it
trap
original?
shit.
I want to hear something original.
I want to hear some trap shit.
You want to hear it?
What you mean? I want to hear trap shit too. The
Oh,
fuck?
all right. Well, I'm outvoted, so play something trap.
Hey, can you put on Mob Ties by Drake? I've been fucking around with something.
Who are you?
It's like I fucking love Drake. I do. He has a place in my heart, but like.
Drake is my spirit animal.
Yeah, but there's something about his melodies, and I think it's that they all use like the same scale, the same notes, and so you can kind of
They're just so beautifully composed.
yeah, but you can kind of put all of them over each other, you know. So I've been thinking about doing a mashup.
Josh, need to start over?
No.
Are you gonna play it to the song, or you gonna?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Can you shut up?
Sick of these niggas.
All right.
Is that the other song? Okay.
Lovey-dovey shit. I'm your brother shit. Too late for it.
I'm your my go-to. Tell you everything about you. That's a big
See, I was wondering if you could sing while you was doing that too, but I felt like the chin thing would have.
Almost there. What else?
I am a dada, my bitch is nada.
One more time, till I go.
Wow. That sounded like something off of Game of Thrones for a second. That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yay. Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Oh, yeah, that
Do we
was
have
fun.
time for some vocals?
Oh, you sing too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here, time.
You wanna go acapella?
Yeah.
Fuck the beat, I go acapella. Fuck Papa Dot, fuck a clock. It's like, no.
You guys want to hear the new one?
Sure.
Okay, this is called Tell Me That It's Real. You know, I just want you to try sometimes. And I know they used to lie sometimes, you know I cry sometimes. And yeah, I feel like we're the same sometimes. And yeah, I know that I'm to blame sometimes, I'm playing games sometimes. But this thing that you call love, it's never quite enough. Tell me that it's real. Tell me that we can't be. I know that it's real, but I want you to come clean. I need you to fight sometimes. Take me through the night, you're mine. Let me in your mind sometimes. I know that we can be. I know that we can be. So that's Tell me that it's real. It's on Spotify, iTunes, all platforms.
I look at that right now.
Are you on title?
Periii. Yes, I am.
Okay.
Okay, like, is it hard to get on title?
That's what I asked.
I got Spotify, so.
I got Spotify.
Hell yeah.
I'll just be the title guy.
Periii, just P-E-R-I?
Periii.
I can't spell.
So do you have any upcoming performances, any shows, anything to...
Yes, plug yourself.
Oh,
Plug yourself.
yeah. I got, oh gosh. I got something on July 7th in DC. Yeah. It's a Stop the Violence event, and I'll be posting about it. So come out and see me. I'm going to play the violin with my guy. And then,
Okay.
And then I'm probably, keep your fingers crossed, man. I'm probably playing at Pride up in NYC at the end of this month.
Okay.
So yeah. So that'll be on the 30th, and yeah. I don't want to jinx it because it's like almost set. I just like
You gotta put that positive energy.
Yeah.
You got that shit.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about stuff and then have anything go wrong.
Build up
and, like,
the expectation.
Yeah, exactly. So I got that coming up. I'm gonna be releasing some new music coming out later this year. I've got a few songs. Yeah. I was just thinking there's one more that I'm really excited about that I would like to share a little bit of with you guys, if you don't mind, like hearing one more.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Let it rip.
Not opposed to hearing singing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's called Fuck No.
okay, I like it already.
Yeah, it's about one of my few experiences with the police.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it even more.
Like, no.
So I'll just give you. I think I'll give you one verse. You broke down my door, and suddenly it's cold inside. I got marks on my floor from the tracks that you made when you opened wide. You're supposed to protect me, you swore to defend me, so why did I feel safer when you were still outside? Now you're spitting your bullshit, telling your lies, asking me to trust those motherfucking prying eyes. Fuck no.
Hey.
Fuck you.
Hey.
Why can't I just do what I do? Fuck no.
Hey.
Fuck you.
I love the last name.
You.
Why can't I just do what I do and be free?
That's what's up.
You snap on that?
That's the replacement Yo Gotti. That's the replacement Yo Gotti. That's what's up.
Yeah, so that's me.
Is that on Spotify too? Or
That's not out yet.
Oh,
Can
okay.
you spell your name again? Because I'm having trouble
Yeah,
finding
it's
it.
Periii. Periii. I should be on there. Unless somebody lied to me. Three eyes.
I
Eyes.
am Periii.
Yep, it's gotta be 3 eyes. No, 3 eyes. Yep.
Three
there I
times.
am. That's me.
3 times.
That follow button.
All right. Well.
Yep.
I know
So
we
thank
don't
you
wanna-
so much for having me.
Yes,
you.
I gotta
thank
go out and
you.
get back with my
Where
daughter.
can people follow you?
Yes, they can follow me on all platforms at I am Periii. That's IAMPERII.
3 eyes.
1 R, 3 eyes, right? Well, not 3 eyes.
Like a cyclops.
So I can get it. Yeah, so I can get a trademark. Well, they have 1. No. It's like
Oh,
3
I'm
eyes.
at triplops.
Yeah, it's like 3 eyes like Bindi. Triclops. Yeah, exactly. So Periii. And that's on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Instagram, Facebook. I am
Okay.
Periii.
It was definitely great having you on the show.
It was
You
great to
definitely-
be here. Thank you so much. Thanks
We
for the
appreciate
drink.
you.
I enjoyed my visit to the
Did you give it a
Baltimore
5?
Zoo.
Did you give it a 5?
I
You better
did.
give it a 5.
Yeah.
Five bucks.
He's just so happy.
Yeah, I know, right?
You ain't got nothing in your cup. We know.
Oh
he
yeah,
like it.
that's how you know it's a
That's how
5.
he is. Yeah, you know he like
All
that.
right,
Filled with
well,
love.
this is the Busy Doing Nothing podcast. You are right in the middle of the conversation. I am your host, Mr. Freemans. To my left, we have our special guest,
Periii. And to my left,
Yep, there you go.
I got a little drunk.
Prentice, aka Prinny D, and to my left I have
Taylor, aka Doc.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you follow I Am Perry on all her platforms. That's IAMPER with 3 I's after that. Make sure you go to www.freemindsclothing.com to get your gear. Make sure you go to Prinny D's Creations on Facebook to get your holistic jewelry. Make sure you go to Doc's Castle Media to get your pics and your updates and all of your media. And yeah, until then, we're going to go ahead and finish out these 5s, and we're going to see y'all next week.
that for us now.